Hey, boss, he ain't working.
Welcome back to another episode of Pour Your Own Problems. I am your host, Mercy. That a judge decided to extend the Democratic voting hours until 9 p.m. Central Time. Like I told people several times, this was an audition for Jasmine Crockett to be on a panel like The View or on a panel on the CNN. Her own party was against her. And y'all didn't see the writing on the wall?
First up, a state district judge has just agreed to extend election night polling hours in Dallas County until 9 p.m. Hello, everybody. I'm Eden Sheckle.
And I'm Steve Eager. So that's breaking news right now. The primary elections are run by the parties, and Republicans wanted precinct-specific polling sites on primary election day, which meant Democrats had to do the same. And that, according to Democrats, created a lot of confusion for their voters who were used to going to any countywide voting center on election day. And Fox Sports' Sean Rabb is in now with more. Sean.
Yeah, and so breaking news, a couple of 3-4 things to share with you. First of all, again, reiterating, polls will be open. Only Democrat election sites will be open until 9 o'clock tonight because Republicans did not seek the same remedy. Here's what. Starting early this morning, there was confusion. Many people voting in the Democrat primary, not aware that you had to, on today, vote in your specific precinct, even though we've been telling them that for months. People did not grab that message. So,
yeah, that people have been told this for months, but it just goes to show you that people often, and it's Republicans too, people often don't go vote until the last minute, until they don't they don't look up the information for themselves. It has to be fed to them. And so I think in the same breath, these politicians, you want people to vote for you, you should be making them aware of what they have to do. You can see with this going on that this was unorganized from the get-go. But let's keep it going.
They showed up at normal countywide voting.
Listen, this may be a very close election, and it may hinge on who was allowed to vote or who wasn't allowed to vote in Dallas County. But I'm here to say, regardless as to whether or not it's close or not, this is wrong. If one person has the right to vote and they weren't allowed to cast their vote, we should all be standing together, Democrats, Republicans, and we should all be raising hell. But unfortunately, this was always the plan.
And I'm gonna say it like this. No, you just see the writing on the wall for what it is. At the end of the day, maybe y'all should have been proactive, didn't reactive. If your constituents didn't know where to go, whether they put Republican or Democrat, that was on you to make sure this information is getting to your constituents. In my opinion, that is on you. We seen one video of Jasmine Crockett promoting herself, right? I only seen one. All the other things that you could have done to promote and to make sure that your constituents know where they have to go, I feel like that's a lack of a person being proactive. Now you want to give us this sob story as if you don't see the writing on the wall. No. Like I've stated before, everything that she's done up to this point looked as if she wants to join The View. And I'm going to stand on that and I'm going to call it. And I'm going to do another video when she actually joins. So understand that that this is just the writing on the wall. Her own party didn't even want her. Yes, she may go viral. Yes, she may bring in certain donors, but overall, they don't want this. They didn't like this.
Reports there were some issues at polling places. A local judge got involved saying polling locations were open till 9. Now more breaking news with the Supreme Court.
Yes, so the Texas Supreme Court just said that's a no-go. So any vote that was cast after 7 o'clock until 9, about a half an hour ago, has to be set aside as a provisional ballot. So this started early this morning, people started noticing there was confusion because Dallas County is normally like Harris County, where you can vote anywhere within the county. But just today, it changed to more like Montgomery County, where it was you had to be assigned to a specific precinct. And people didn't know that. Not only at one precinct, if you're voting Democrat or Republican, you would be at a different poll site. So a lot of people were being turned away, and that was a lot of confusion.
And we saw that play out in real time, and folks were really upset about this. So now what does this mean and the implications here? Because we have James Tellerico and Jasmine Crockett, two Democrats, and the race is very tight right now.
Yes, and then on the flip side, you have Ken Paxton, who's the Attorney General, whose office needed to be notified of the extension, and that was the challenge that led to this ruling. But also, he's running on.
And so there you have it. The Texas Supreme Court kicked it back because they technically wasn't even Ken Paxton. They wasn't notified. And so you can see the buildup. You can see this is like real live drama that is occurring. And as I stated before, I believe that priorities were not in order. They were being more reactive than being proactive. Keep it going.
Polls were supposed to stay open until 9, according to a court order. The Supreme Court, just a few minutes ago, just said, shut it down. The Supreme Court also said that they are to separate any votes out that came in after 7 p.m. So here's the deal. I have no idea how it is that clerks are going to know who was in line by what time, because the rule is that if you're in line by 7, then you get to vote. And so once there was a court order saying you had until 9, I'm sure that there were people that joined the line after 7. They now are telling them that you have to separate the votes out. What this means is that we will not know what votes are to be tallied from Election Day out of Dallas County. For sure, we won't know that tonight.
I'm going to say it like this. I still feel that is disingenuous to tell your constituents, because y'all knew better. Y'all should have voted early, or you should have took off work to go vote. Now everybody's rushing. And like I said earlier, I don't care if it was Republican or Democrat. No, y'all know when Election Day is. So I don't want to hear anything about a pity party. The writing is on the wall. And it's time for Jasmine Crockett to come to the front of the congregation. You can throw a lawsuit to the Supreme Court of Texas, but bottom line is y'all didn't go through the proper channels. And so it got pushed back. It got denied. Just go ahead and take this big fat L. And because I don't want to hear a pity party. I don't want to hear that it was stolen from me. It was this. No, I don't want to hear all that. You the big bad wolf. I don't want to hear that. Oh, buddy, I can't even remember his name. He jumped off to get you a seat, to give you a shot to go for it. And you bombed. And you're blaming Texas. You blaming Republicans. You blaming the voting booths. You blaming the courts. No, blame yourself. Blame your party, because they set you up to fail. No one endorsed you.
Tellerico defeated Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett in that hotly contested primary. In a victory speech, Tellerico said he was going to take back Texas.
This movement is about whether the people will hold the power in this state and in this country. We launched this underdog campaign 6 months ago in my hometown of Round Rock, Texas. And since then, tens of thousands of Texans have shown up to rally with us in every corner of the state.
All right, Jasmine Crockett, meantime, cited voting issues in Dallas and said that, in her words, people have been disenfranchised. Now, we don't know yet what Republican Tallarico is going.
It's all over the news going forward, including her election denialism here. But that Latino vote you see in Texas is going to be a key indicator going not only into the runoff for Republicans, but also into the general election. This is a base that moved quite frequently. You saw a big move in the 2024 election for those Latino voters toward Republicans. And are we going to see that pendulum swing back? With this runoff coming in May, you will see what is going to continue to be one of the most expensive primary in U.S. history. All eyes on Texas.
Well, sippers, there you have it. While Tallarico runs with a victory lap, we're going to hear more and more of what Jasmine Crockett and her followers have to say about now it's cheating. You know, when it's just the president, he's delusional. But when it comes down to everybody else, it's a real thing. Yeah, all right. Like, no, just take this L. You weren't the best candidate. You didn't really have a core agenda other than I'm gonna go against Trump. You failed to relate to not only white people, Hispanic people, but also black people across the board as well. This is what happens when you are popular online, but not popular in the streets. Even though you very well could have, you had an opportunity. But I think that your lack of preparation, your lack of consistency, your lack of having a policy or an agenda that wasn't rooted in the president, I think you would have won. But we'll probably never know. But hey, I think it's time Jasmine, that you collect all the videos and the audio of you performing in Congress, you performing on these panels such as The View and CNN and MS Now, and turn in your audition tapes. Looks like that's where you're headed. Sippers, sippets, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Remember to like, share, subscribe. It's your boy Mercy. I'm out.